Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this NGWA Water Well Journal video interview called Catching Up. This is Mike Price, Senior Editor of NGWA's Water Well Journal. And today I'm speaking with Michael Schnieders, PG, PH, GW, President and Principal Hydrogeologist at Water Systems Engineering, Inc. in Ottawa, Kansas. We're going to be discussing well maintenance. And with January's Water Well Journal covering this topic of well maintenance, we thought it would be a good time to catch up with Mike. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for your time.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for the opportunity.
You bet. So to begin, what are you hearing most from water well contractors when they talk to you about residential wells?
Well, I would say it's a lot of frustration. For one, there's not a lot of competition, but there's also not a lot of good help available. So it's a manpower and wanting to do the job right, maybe not having the time or the right capabilities personnel-wise. And then also frustration with respect to, I think that they're having to educate the homeowner, the well owner, a lot more than before. And part of that is sifting through or deciphering some of the misinformation that is available online that ends up being the go-to resource for the well owner. And so it's probably nothing new, but it's taking on maybe a new format, for the contractor to deal with.
Sure. And how are you responding to these, what you're hearing from contractors? Are there things you generally go to provide them with information to help them in their own situations?
Well, I think it's something I see both with the contractors and with the consultants, and it's about investing the time in ourselves to continue to be educated and to stay abreast of the current trends and methods, but then to share that, understand it enough on our own backs to be able to present that to our clients and work with them to come to the right decision. At the end of the day, there's only so much you can do, and there's going to be a lot of time consumption with hand-holding and walking through it. But I think it's a good expense, so to speak. It's worth it in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you wrote in an article in the January 2019 issue of Water Well Journal titled, "What is your maintenance mindset?" What are you hoping readers take away from the article?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a light bulb moment here or a groundbreaking change, but hopefully it helps the contractor as well as the well owner to put things in perspective. And we get caught up as a society in taking water for granted. It's available, or our water well is presenting it, or our tap is presenting it right there without us having to walk down to the river and boil the water. And so the convenience has caused us to become lazy, and we forget about the importance of that resource until it's gone. And I want the reader to take away that the well is just like any other major system in your life, whether it's your vehicle or your HVAC system, your hot water tank, or your home in its totality. It needs some TLC. It needs that regular checkup to make sure things are running smooth, and not a out of sight, out of mind resource that we run to the point of failure and then want it back up as cheap as possible, as soon as possible, because I want it now. It requires time and commitment, and that's part of being both the good steward or the good professional, but also the good well owner.
Yep, that makes sense. And you've co-authored a book, Operational Stage of the Well, and spoke on predicting maintenance issues in advance of failure as the 2017 McElhaney lecturer. What did you learn most about well maintenance from working on the book in presenting the lecture?
Great question. And I'm going into the book, my co-authors and I, pretty fortunate to work around the U.S. and even around the world. So a lot of experience went into the book and the solutions that we present for the well owner and well operator. And then the McElhaney Lecture Tour was just an unbelievable opportunity to reach out and connect with old friends, make new friends, and really cement some of those foundations that came forward in the book. And the thing I take away from that is we've got a lot of great people in this industry and a lot of good technology, and we sell ourselves short. We sell our abilities cheap, and we sometimes let the customer make the decisions in a feel-good sense. And the reality is that we're the professionals. We have the tools here, and hopefully we have a toolbox with the right tools and understand that there's not a universal hammer there or a universal wrench in solving these issues, that we've got to fine-tune each one of those responses to the well. But that's up to us. We need to understand it and put that information to practice, and not just give the short-term fix to the homeowner because they're in a bind from running to the point of failure, but walk them through, this is what we found, this is the correct response, this is what we can do today, but long-term, these are the steps we need to take. And again, that's back to what we just talked about. It's education, it's investing a little more of ourselves, time and energy into understanding at our end, and then making sure that our customer understands it. But it's vital, and this hasn't changed, but it's now more important because of the market, because of the costs associated with wells and well rehabilitation and well maintenance, and the importance of it. It's a lot more critical than it was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Mike, for this information and for being a contributing writer for Water Well Journal. We certainly appreciate it.
My pleasure.